Hey y'all, what's up everybody? This is Tim from the LV with today's Self-Confidence Espresso. Hope you all are doing awesome wherever you are, and thanks so much for watching. So the title for today's shoot is the 30-Day Joy Challenge. And what I want to talk to you today about is the force of joy and how important it is, and engaging with me in taking a 30-day challenge between now and the end of the year to take your level of joy and to totally jack it sky high. When I look around, I see that of all the spiritual forces out there in the universe, the force of joy in my mind is the force that's probably the most needed, one of the most powerful, but also one of the most lacking. And I don't think there's any coincidence for that. You know, as we get into the holidays and we look around and you see people in their hustle and bustle and busyness, we see a lot of anxiety, we see a lot of anger and frustration and a lot of self-centeredness, and there just isn't any joy that goes on. Now, let me differentiate for you between happiness and joy. Happiness is when something occurs in our external environment and it produces a feeling of happiness. Your sports team wins a big game, your kid gets a great grade, you win the lottery, you buy a new car, you go on vacation. Awesome experiences, nothing wrong with them, but typically they produce an emotion of happiness that only is short term, comes and it goes, and that emotion is totally dependent upon what occurs in the outside world. Joy, however, is an internal force, and I would describe it as a force that is a combination of gladness and contentment and gratitude and expectation. Joy ultimately is a decision, and it's a decision that says that I am going to be joyful regardless of what happens on the outside. I'm not going to let anything steal my positive disposition, and I'm going to carry it into every single situation and every single circumstance that I experience. And no matter what happens, I am going to show up and I am going to be joyful. When you get into that kind of state, when you get into that kind of disposition, you become untouchable, because so many people and so many of us, our moods are dependent upon what goes on the outside, because we haven't taken time to ground ourselves on the inside. And when you ground yourself in a spirit of joy, you become magnetic, you become full of life and full of excitement and full of just centeredness and certainty and groundedness, and you can't be moved, because so many of us get moved by what goes on around us, as opposed to just maintaining that disposition that I am going to be glad and grateful, and I am going to be thankful, and I am going to be content where I'm at now, regardless of what happens. And if nothing else changes, I'm going to carry that positive disposition on every day through life. And that's a powerful place to be. And people like that are magnetic, and their lives are full of just total magnificence. So how do we get to that place where we live in that state of joy? And there are several different ways. Number one, I believe we make the decision to be joyful. I'm going to focus on what's right. I'm going to focus on the good things and the possibilities. And that's my decision. And I'm going to turn off the negative voices, the negative situations. I'm not going to deny that they're there, but I'm not going to let them move me. Second point is focusing, right? Focus on what brings you joy. What brings you joy? Is it taking a nap? Is it watching an old movie? Is it doing random acts of kindness? Is it complimenting people? Is it getting outside in nature, which is one of the most powerful ways to develop joy? Focus on what brings you joy and incorporate more of those things into your life. And the final thing is, and we've talked about this a lot, is gratitude and thanks. What are you grateful for? And make sure you spend more time being grateful and looking at what you have as opposed to what you don't. Because when you look at what you have, it expands and we see more of it, and more abundance flows into our life, as opposed to when we're focused on what we don't have, even what we have gets lost. And we're always operating from that point of scarcity. And the reason why I say this over and over again is because we need to get to the point where it becomes automatic. And I've been studying this stuff for a long time, and I still need to be reminded of it. So the joy factor is directly related to the gratitude factor. It's directly related to what you choose to focus on, and it's directly related to making a decision. So here's what I want you to do. I want you, if you're so bold, to commit for the next 30 days to upping the level of joy in your life. How do you do that? I want you to do at least one thing every day between now and the end of the year that brings you joy. If you can do 3, if you can do 5, awesome. The more you can do, the more effective this is going to be. But I want you to deliberately make time for the things that bring you joy and incorporate more and more of those things into your life. And if you do, after 30 days, I guarantee your life will be different. I'm going to take the challenge. I want you to take the challenge. And if you want this holiday season to be one of the best you've ever had, jack up your joy level, because when you're joyful, doesn't matter if things go well or not, you become a fountain of positive emotions. You draw that positive state from within and you get consumed by it. And everybody who brushes up against you is going to be affected by you as well. And you will literally change the environment simply due to your presence. And that's really cool. And you can carry that on for 2017 and beyond. It can become a way of life. So I'm challenging you and I'm challenging myself. As a matter of fact, right now, getting ready to go out to dinner, gonna come back and change into my sweats. I'm in Albany, New York right now. It's snowing and raining outside. I'm gonna take an hour walk outside and I'm gonna focus on the things that I'm joyful for and the things that I'm grateful for and the things that I'm excited about. And I guarantee you, if I did this video 2 hours from now when I came back, I would be bouncing off the walls, because that's the kind of effect it has on me. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Find what works for you. So I'm going to continue to give you reminders throughout the next 30 days, but take the joy challenge if you're so bold. And if you do, I guarantee you, your life will exponentially improve. Tim from the LV saying, jack up your joy because you are worth it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.